So, I want to share a story. This story, it stays on my mind. I mean, there's probably not a day that goes by where I don't think about this. It was a pretty pivotal moment in my life. And I feel like this helped me gain a better understanding of who I am and why I do the things that I do when it comes to the gym and trying to be the best version of me possible. Disclaimer: if you don't want to listen to an old has-been tell a glory story, then you might need to buckle down, because this is probably for you. When a teacher or when a coach or somebody tries to get through to an athlete, a lot of times they got to show some pretty tough love in order to break through. When I was playing football at Henderson State, it was the spring of 2013. Now, I had a decent spring development-wise in the off-season, that spring, and I was really starting to get a really good understanding of my position. I signed as a running back, but because I was underdeveloped, because I was a runt, and because there were just guys in front of me that were better, I got transitioned to play to fullback. And I mean, the guys that were in front of me in that position, R1 was like, 5'10", 5'11", 250. The guy behind him, he was about the same height, 235. And then there's me, 5'6", barely, almost 200 pounds. So I had to make a decision, if I wanted to stay and I wanted to play and I wanted to be a part of all that, and I wanted a chance to just, be a part of a great organization. It's either stay and play that position, or don't quit, make excuses, and disappoint yourself, disappoint your family. So I stuck it out, and it took me it took a couple years for me to get an understanding of it, especially with my size, but things came around a little bit. I had an all right spring game in 2013, playing fullback. I was on the right trajectory, but there were still some things about me as an athlete and as a person that really needed to be stripped away in order for me to grow, grow as an athlete, grow as a person, grow as a student. I had a strength coach. I don't know if he saw a lot of himself in me, or I don't really know. And I'm not gonna say it was an easy target for him either. I mean, it's not like he was singling me out or nothing, It was just, coaches have to teach hard lessons. They have to. If they don't push you, if they don't make you uncomfortable, then And when I say uncomfortable, I mean like uncomfortably, like with your development as an athlete. Like if they're not pushing you to just, I'm trying to think of a quote that I heard Nick Saban say one time. But basically, if they're not pushing you to be your absolute best, then they're wasting your time. They're wasting their time. They're wasting your time. They're wasting, they're just, at that point, they're just collecting a paycheck. I had a strength coach push me to my absolute limits, mentally, physically, emotionally, and he was a hard-nosed guy, man. I mean, he did that with a lot of people, and it didn't matter if you were, the best player on the team. It didn't matter if you were an All-American. It didn't matter if you were at the bottom of the barrel in the red shirt pile. Like you were going to be pushed by this guy, and I had a healthy fear, like a healthy respect for him. Like a lot of it was because like I knew like, hey, I wanted to do what he was doing. So like I really tried to catch his eye, like I wanted to be critiqued and I wanted to be, like evaluated more than I was, because like, hey, I was trying to like show everybody that I'm serious about this. Because I was a runt fullback, because I was small, I always had it in my mind, I had to lift big. Like I had to be around the guys that were lifting big. So if I was a fullback, in my brain, I'm thinking I need to be working out with the offensive and defensive linemen. Like I need to be with these guys trying to push the weights they're pushing, because then that was my thought process. Not realizing that if you even, 315 bench presser, you go to these offensive linemen that I might be working out with, and they're throwing up 365, 405, and I'm thinking like, okay, I have to try to do what they're doing. First of all, I'm not even, like, my 90% was probably their 60%, like my strength didn't even come close to them. So like realistically, I was setting myself up for failure. And I just, and that was the case with everything. Like it didn't matter if it was bench, squat, clean. I just felt like I had to be, and I wasn't getting any better because I was trying to be, I guess, seen, and show that, hey, I'm trying to work hard, but realistically, no, that's not the case. Like I wasn't very good about following my percentages. Like I would try to do more than what the prescribed percentages would be for certain sets. And finally, this strength coach I had, I know he had enough, because he was tired of seeing me do the things that I was doing. And he was probably tired of seeing me not excel. And I remember we were trying to do, we were doing clean, and I wanted to be a 300 power cleaner so bad. Like and my clean form, especially in like my early years as an athlete, was terrible. Absolutely terrible. Like I did not have it. Like I didn't have good shoulder flexibility, hip flexibility, knees, ankles, all the things you're supposed to have in order to be a good Olympic lifter. I didn't have it. Or just a good football player. I didn't have it. And so I'm thinking this stuff's just gonna magically happen. Like, I didn't realize either that a lot of these, a lot of the movements, or the entire movement of a power clean or a squat clean, you know, there's so many portions to that movement, and you have to train those portions. You have to, like, you have to, you know, it's as much of a skill movement as it is a strength movement. And I didn't have the skill, and because I didn't have the skill and I didn't train the skill properly, my strength in the movement didn't develop like it should have. And so finally, we're getting close towards the end of the off season, and I think we're supposed to be doing like 95% or something like that. It was high. I mean, we were just doing singles, and my weight was supposed to be like 255, something like that. I have no idea what my weight was supposed to be. I just know the guy in front of me threw around 275 and did it like it was nothing. So I'm like, I want to do this too. So I go for it. And I embarrassed myself. And I noticed behind me, the strength coach that I had is just staring me down like a hawk. And he's watching me. And he tries to give me a little rah-rah, tries to get me going. And I go for it again, and I just fail miserably. And as he's walking off, he doesn't single me out. Like, he doesn't like stop what we're doing, and he points a finger at me, and then but there was enough people around to hear what he said, because, and then for them to turn their eyes at me like, ooh, when he walked off, he shouted at me, like shouted, like he just said, like over his shoulder, kind of walking backwards, "Come on, man, you gotta start doing things right. You gotta lose your self-esteem issue." And when he said that, I just saw, I knew he was right. Like, as soon as he said that, I knew he was right. And it struck a chord, man, because, I knew he was right. And when you're young like that and somebody's being just as real as they could be with you, you can either go one or two ways with it. You can take that and make excuses for it, and you can fold, and that'll be the end of it. And I wanted to do that. I mean, that hit me pretty hard. And I had some teammates, looking at me, and they probably all thought too, about time somebody said something to them. I don't know. That's just what I think. But when he said that, man, it really made me think, I need to change this. I need to change all this. I need to stop trying to be like other people, and I just need to develop myself. I need to start from the ground and work my way up with everything. So it took a little bit I remember my next set, he could tell I was upset too. He could tell, because he came back afterwards and he said something to me, and I don't know if he tried to, if he was trying to calm me down, but it didn't work, because I was just so, I was more mad at myself that I let myself get exposed like that. But it was good that I got exposed. So the moral of all this is, it is so important that you be real with yourself. Because you're not, in our day-to-day lives, we're not going to have a strength coach looking over our shoulders, and being there to critique us and break us down and, reveal these tough lessons to us. We've got to be honest with ourselves with whatever we're doing. And so to put all this in the perspective of being at a gym, if you're doing, I mean, this is just a hypothetical, but if you're doing, I don't know, like if you're working out in a group and you're supposed to be doing, you know, let's say a 200-meter row, you know, with coupled with another movement, and you're not going all the way to 200 on your rows. You're stopping at about maybe 160 and letting that thing glide and almost get to 200, and then you get up off of it, and like, that's not helping you. That's not doing anything for you. You're taking a shortcut. You're taking an easy way out, and you might go through the entire workout like and say, oh, I did 10 rounds in 15 minutes, but you didn't go a full 200 on every single round. Like, you have got to be true with yourself, and you have got to be honest, and you have got to push yourself, and you can't make it easy on yourself, because if you want to see results, and you want to see change, and you want to see growth in your mindset, you're gonna have to do the hard stuff. You're gonna have to take that extra step and push through when times are getting, and you might think that, oh, it's not that big of a deal not rowing those last 10 meters or something. It's a huge deal, because then you're talking about attention to detail, and these little things correlate to day-to-day life. So I strongly encourage anybody listening, just do your best to make sure you be honest with yourself, and you cover the little details in your workout, because those little details will make a huge difference in the long run in what you're doing. So on another note, I tried to get some footage from last night. It didn't really work out too well. I'm going to try again tonight. Hopefully I'll be able to get it right this time. This trying to be tech savvy and all this stuff, really, it's a challenge for me in itself. So hey, we're all learning in different aspects here too. So I appreciate everyone for listening. I hope this might be helpful to somebody. Leave a comment, please. Share a story, share whatever it is you feel like you need to share, and hopefully we'll continue to have this little community grow, and that's the point of it all. So I appreciate you guys, and I'll catch you next time.